Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am so happy that the cat's out of the bag. My baby pictures are right there. My sonogram pictures are right there. This is the first video that I can film with like knowing that you guys already know the news. Like I haven't actually officially, like I'm filming this today, I haven't officially posted that video yet, letting you guys know that I am pregnant. But by the time that this video goes up, you guys will know. So it just feels nice that I don't have to hide it and that I can film and talk to you guys like about some of the things that have been going on. And it's just, I feel like I'm myself again, you know what I mean? So it's actually weird. Today's like, it's like 4 o'clock and I'm gonna be cooking today, doing some prepping and just like spending some time in the kitchen because this pregnancy like has taken a toll on my cooking, my baking. I haven't wanted to like have anything to do with the kitchen, you guys. So many foods that I was enjoying, I didn't want to look at. I definitely didn't want to cook. A lot of time I didn't have like the energy to like even like stand here in the kitchen and cook. Zero motivation to do much of anything. And then even with baking, like the idea of like smelling the sourdough, like my sourdough starter, I've really neglected, and a lot of it has to do with like I didn't like the smell of the sourdough, and then just like the baking process wasn't really bringing me a lot of joy. So I'm hoping that now that I'm in the 2nd trimester, I can kind of get back to it. And I really just need to get back to, even if it's not like super complicated meals, cooking some things and like having stuff prepped and ready in the fridge at the very least that make feeding myself and like Joe, the family, whatever, makes it easy. Because there have been so many times lately where it gets to be dinner time and I'm like, do I feel like cooking? No, I really don't. I want to lay down on the couch, or I've been nauseous and I've been on the couch and I'm like, Joe gets home from work, he's like, what are we having for dinner? And I'm like, well, fend for yourself, or you're gonna have to order DoorDash because it's not in me to cook. And so it's been a struggle. So today I'm actually feeling good. I feel like maybe we can spend some time in the kitchen. So in my thought process, like my brain is going, if I'm gonna spend time in the kitchen, I think the best thing to do is to like batch cook. And like if I'm gonna turn on the oven, like once it's already on, just like cook a bunch of stuff. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have a bunch of ButcherBox meat thawing right now, so I'm hoping that it'll be ready. So today's video is sponsored by ButcherBox, and I wanna thank them for sponsoring today's video. I have worked with them a ton. It's not news to share really here on my channel, but if you've never heard of them, I highly recommend you check them out, you guys. ButcherBox, the way that it works is you go on their website, you become a member, and then you have access to pick from like different curated boxes of meat that are then delivered to your door. Or you can pick your own custom box, which is usually what I like to do because I like to like hand select what goes inside my box. So the other day I got my box delivered and it was like a little later in the day, so I had to like put everything straight to the fridge and the freezer. But I'll insert some footage here so you can see everything that came in my box. I have been so impressed throughout, like we've been using ButcherBox now for over a year. Just the quality of the meats. Their steaks are delicious. Anytime that I get to do like a custom box, I always like put the filet mignons in there. And you can just choose from a whole bunch of different cuts of meat. They even have some seafood. So a little bit of everything they have. And then in terms of benefits, if you're like, well, why would I go with ButcherBox but I can just go to the store? I'm gonna tell you there's like 5 main like benefits of ButcherBox. So we'll break it down real easy. Number 1, the price breakdown is actually really good. If you want the most bang for your buck, like if you're all about like just getting as much meat as you can and then like being like the cheapest price, what they actually recommend is that you get the custom box and then you focus on filling your custom box with some of the larger cuts of meat. So like you can get a whole chicken, or you can get like one of the big pork butts. Fill your box with the bigger cuts of meat, and then that way the meat goes a long way. So the price is definitely good. And then the quality, for me, that's one of my favorite things. You're getting the best of the best. Like they source from local farmers that are just held to super high standard. You know, the beef that you're eating is 100% grass-fed. I love their 100% grass-fed ground beef. That's like what I use for taco meat, or if I'm making, you know, homemade burgers or meatballs, that's what I really like to use. And then in terms of time, that's like another big benefit, just because of the convenience. Like it saves you from having to go to the grocery store and having to go pick out meats. A lot of times these days you go to the grocery store, you're looking for a specific cut of meat, and then like they don't have it, so you have to go to another, you know, grocery store. So the fact that you know what's coming in your box and then you can expect it and it's delivered to your door just saves you some of that. There's also like specific member benefits that are available only to ButcherBox members. Every once in a while they'll have like special deals, and then they also have like specific things that you can add on to your box at member prices. So that's something something to look into too. And then just the peace of mind that you're eating really great foods, great quality foods. And for me also the peace of mind that like I have somewhere where I can get food delivered to me. Like in the event that I go to the grocery store and the grocery store is like out of stuff, like I like always having like a backup, having somewhere that I can get food. A lot of people will use ButcherBox as like a way to have like a little extra stash of meat if you're working on, you know, trying to have like a little food pantry or have a little bit of extra meat available on hand. That's a great use of ButcherBox in my opinion. So I've been super impressed with them. I highly recommend you guys check them out. I'll have a link in my description box. It'll take you to like this month's special promo. So you'll get access to the promo plus free shipping. You just gotta go and click the link in there. But you guys are gonna see the meats that I use because I took it all out. We're gonna cook some bacon and then my goal is to cook some chicken, maybe make some chicken bowls. I'm not 100% sure like what we're gonna do, to be honest, but like I said, I figured that since I'm already on my feet and I feel good, I already preheated the oven to 420, which is what I usually cook my chicken and stuff at. So let's see how much we can accomplish. You guys told me that you like food videos, and so this is maybe basic stuff, but we'll see what we can whip up, and you guys can also maybe do some food prepping with me and we can just kind of chat. Okay, so honestly, this broccoli is looking pretty sketch. Like I've had this in the fridge for like 2 weeks. Like I'm thinking it's sketch, but it doesn't look bad. So I'm like confused. I'm gonna cook it anyway because, you know, groceries are expensive and I can't see any like visible mold or anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some broccoli. And then since I'm doing this one time, I'm gonna make multiple things and just have it in the fridge. I'm also gonna cook these Brussels sprouts that I got from Target. It's like a sad little package of Brussels sprouts. Like this will be like one meal for Joe, like of size, like a meal for me and Joe with greens. There's not a whole lot in here, but I will chop them, prep them, and then we can roast them in the oven, and then we'll have some veggies, and we'll see what we do with them afterwards. I just want to get them cooked, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so I freaking lied. Apparently, there very much is mold. Can you guys see some of that? So sadly, this broccoli is gonna go in the garbage, which is what I wanted to avoid, but I can't eat that. So yeah, I guess Brussels sprouts it is. Let me see if I have anything else I can put in there and roast, but I was hoping to have more than just like this sad little bag of Brussels sprouts. Okay, so veggies are in the oven. We got that going. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I'm gonna prep. So these are chicken wings. These are ButcherBox's chicken wings. I don't cook with chicken wings often, but I had these in my box this time around. So I'm sure you can cook those in like the slow cooker and do like a slow cooker meal with the chicken wings. But I'm gonna bake them since I've got the oven going, even though I just read that if you cook chicken wings at 400 degrees, it takes like 40 minutes. I didn't know that it would take that long. So 40 minutes for that. I'm trying to do some mental calculations because I'm gonna put different things in the oven. So I'm gonna just prep those with some salt and pepper and then put those in the oven, just bake them. And then we'll do like a teriyaki sauce so that I can have that for lunch because I like teriyaki wings. That's like my go-to wing. Like if I go somewhere and order wings, it's usually teriyaki. So that's what I'm thinking of doing with the wings. And then I have these just chicken breasts from ButcherBox that I'm going to butterfly so I can make them a little bit thinner. And then we can cook those. So nothing super complicated. We're just like cooking basic stuff and then being able to assemble it. I'm also gonna get some rice going so we can make like some rice bowls. And then this is the ButcherBox bacon. So I'm gonna also cook this so we have some bacon ready for breakfast. I'll be happy, Joe will be happy. So that's kind of what I'm gonna work on next. All right, so here's the chicken. We've got the chicken wings, and then I failed at life, you guys. I started like chopping up the chicken, and then I was like, I can just cook it whole and then chop it later. I just had a moment, but I butterflied them, so at least they're like mostly like the same thickness. We'll put these in for like 25 minutes. I'll kind of keep an eye on them. And these, it said 40, so we'll get these in the oven, and then I gotta wait for the veggies to be done, which the Brussels sprouts are looking like they're kind of getting there. That way I have another baking tray for the bacon. So let's get that going. By the way, I ran out of, or not ran out of, it's like in the basement most likely. I have, what's the word? Foil. Foil is in the basement, and I don't feel like going down to the basement, so that's why I'm using parchment paper. When Joe gets home from work, maybe I'll have him go down there and get me some foil. Normally, I don't cook, like I bake a lot with parchment paper, but I don't usually like put chicken on it. Maybe it's fine to do that. I don't know, we'll find out if I made a mistake. But that's all I got up here. So that is why I'm using that. Now to play Tetris with all this stupid stuff in here because it doesn't fit. All right, let's see if that works better and if the oven will close. Okay, there you go. Another thing to mention, in my house, if I want to make the most use out of any kind of protein, any kind of food, period, like if I want to be able to have it be the most versatile, I guess is the right word, so that, look, Joe just got home, so that the kids will eat it or Joe will eat it, what, bless you, then I can't really cook stuff with a lot of sauces already on the protein, because like my kids won't eat chicken with sauce. Like even the fact that they have pepper on it, like they're gonna give me a hard time and be like, oh, the chicken has pepper. So, you know, I try to cook things like very basic and simple, bless you. That way, you know, if I put it on the kids' plate, they'll eat it, and then we can dress it up and put the toppings and put the sauces as we like. And even Joe and I have differences in like what we like. I'll do more sauces and things. Joe likes things very plain. So that's kind of how, if I'm going to do this kind of like batch cooking and like trying to meal prep, it's like basic, and then you dress it how you want, and then you make it how you want, but it's there and available. All right, now for the rice, this is how I cook rice. This is a rice cooker that Joe's mom gave us a million years ago. And honestly, it's the only way I know how to cook rice. So if this thing disappears, we're not gonna have rice because it's... How have you cooked it? You can cook it in normal... I'm sure you can cook it in other ways. I'm just saying this is the only way that I cook it. Like, you can cook it on the stove. Do you want me to take the trash out, or do you want to see how far I can get? You can take out the garbage. That's your job. Go. Actually, Ryan came up to me and said, you should take out the garbage. This is a little bit crazy. There you go. That's crazy. But anyway, this is how I cook rice. I just grab the rice cooker. Yes, the broccoli had mold on it. I was gonna cook it. I opened it up and everything. So we do 1 cup of rice and then 2 cups of water. Like 1 part rice, 2 cups water, and then I put it in the microwave for 15 minutes. And that is as easy as it gets. So we'll have some of that if we want to do like a little rice bowl situation. Maybe that's going to be dinner tonight. I honestly don't know, but we'll have a little bit of cooked rice. So yeah, added the water, and now we'll put this in the oven while some of that chicken is cooking. Okay, so since the meat is still cooking, rice is still going, I'm going to prep for breakfast, you guys. I have been just loving eggs this whole pregnancy. Like every morning I wake up and I want eggs. Of course, like the time of year where eggs are a freaking fortune, that's when I want eggs more than I ever have in my entire life. So I've been either having like scrambled eggs, or I really liked bacon, egg, and cheese bagels. So that's what some of that bacon is gonna be used for. But I've also really been liking omelets. And I shared on Instagram the other day that one of the biggest like game changers for me has been to prep little omelet bags, so that in the morning, all I have to do is mix the eggs, put the eggs on the pan, and then literally take like a little bag that has all the omelet fillings and pour that on my omelet, like on the eggs. And like, that's super easy. So in the morning, I don't have to do a bunch of chopping. So I'm gonna do all the chopping and prep work now, and then I'll have at least, like, I'm sure we can do like 4 bags. That's just like a lifesaver for me, because in the morning I'm making the kids breakfast and I'm starving, and then it's just like one less thing that I have to do. So I put in my omelets some cheese, and then I dice up a little bit of ham. This is just like cold cut ham. And then I've got some tomatoes. I have more tomatoes here, and then onions. The other thing I really like in my omelets that I don't have right now is cilantro. When you add cilantro to your omelets, it gives it like this delicious, like very fragranty deliciousness taste to it. So I'm gonna do all that prepping, and then at the end I'll just show you the little bags. They're probably gonna look like sad little bags, but believe me, it makes a huge difference. So there we go. Now we've got 4 little omelet bags, and then I'm gonna put these like in the fridge, and then in the morning, like I said, all I have to do is put the base of my omelet, the eggs, I put a little bit of milk, and then I open one of these, and that's my omelet filling. So you can fill these bags with whatever it is that you like in your omelets. If you want some spinach, whatever you want to put in there, and then it's just one less thing you have to do. So in the morning, I am good to go. So that alone, I feel like was a good use of the time that like that stuff was cooking, instead of just like sitting my butt on the couch and scrolling on my phone, which is basically what I would have done. Then at least I have that done. So we are tonight gonna use some of that chicken to have chicken with Caesar salad. We're gonna keep it super simple. So then that way I have one meal, which is chicken with the Caesar salad, and then I can use some more of that chicken for like chicken and veggies, and then we have the rice too. So I'm just trying to be smart about just cooking the things that I have and being able to assemble it. And you know, if I want to eat my chicken with veggies, I can, and then if Joe wants to eat his chicken with rice, he can. I could do chicken and rice and make it like more Cuban style, put like some mojo on it, and you know, kind of make it more Cuban themed inspired. And if he doesn't want that, if he wants it, I don't know, if he wanted to put something else on his, then he could make it that way. But we are hungry, so I'm gonna fix dinner, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Very easy, obviously, because it's just salad. And then I'll show you how I put everything else together. There's one more thing I wanted to do. I just don't know if I'm gonna have time today. I wanted to make some meatballs with that ground beef from ButcherBox, because I have like a really easy recipe. It's not hard to do at all. And then I have some leftover pasta in the fridge, so I was like, maybe we can have the meatballs with some of the pasta, or I can make a new batch of pasta. So let me see what I do with that. But really quick, to show you what we've done so far, we've got bacon that is cooked, so I'll let that just like chill out there for a minute. We've got the rice, and then we have the veggies. These, I'm not really too sure about. Like, internal temp shows that they are cooked, but I've never cooked chicken wings this way, so I'm not sure how those turned out. And then we've got this chicken that, like I said, we'll have some of it tonight. The rest I can chop up and put in bowls. So we're gonna eat, and then I'll show you everything else. All right, so after a couple hours in the kitchen, this is what I have. We had the dinner, obviously, so we had 2 meals. Then what I did is, whenever we do a Caesar salad, like, I don't toss the whole salad, because then like you have to eat it all or it goes soggy. So I didn't put the actual dressing on the salad. So I have leftover dressing in the fridge that I can use then for lunches. So I put some chicken and a little bit of the leftover salad, and then I can just put the dressing, and that would be a substantial lunch for me, because I don't eat a whole lot for lunch, but at least it's something that's healthy. And then I can have like an apple, or I can have some fruit on the side to kind of make it a little bit more filling. But this is fine for me for lunches, way better than eating cheese and crackers. And then same thing with these, like there's chicken, Brussels sprouts, carrots. That for me is enough. That is a portion, and then I'll supplement it with, again, some fruit if I really want, or like a little bit of cheese. I can add a piece of bread, I can add like whatever else it is that I need, but I have like the main part of a meal. So this is either lunch or dinner. So I got a little bit of that. We got 2 portions of that, chopped up chicken. And then this is all the bacon. So for the bacon, I use them for those bacon, egg, and cheese bagels. But if I had like lettuce and tomatoes in the fridge, I could save this for like BLTs and have like a quick and easy, ready to go lunch and make BLTs. I had a little bit of leftover chicken, so I put it in this container so that I can give it to Riley for lunch if she wants, or whatever. I have like some little spare chicken here. And then same thing here, I have like a little bit of leftover veggies. So if I have a night where like Joe cooks a steak and he doesn't know what to have for his side, then he can have this. And then I have this prepped for lunch for me. These are the chicken wings, and then I can heat up like a teriyaki sauce and then pour it over here and make like a chicken teriyaki bowl, which I would like to eat, so that'll be fine. Then this is the rest of the chicken wings, which again, I can wait and see if somebody wants to eat them like this, or I can make a sauce for them, or I can just like strip the meat off of the actual wing itself, off the bone, and then make like just chicken and rice bowls. Whatever, it is at least cooked, and then this is the leftover rice. I'm sure, by the way, you guys can hear how winded I am. Like, I get really tired talking these days. Like, I don't know if it's that all my organs have shifted or whatever. I'm just like winded when I talk for like a long time, so sorry about that. But I'm definitely feeling a million times better that we have some food prepped. The other thing I made the other day is I made the Magnolia table like silo cookies. So I have a whole batch of cookies. It's like the one thing that I've baked lately. So I have like some sweets like handy to eat, and then the other thing that I really would have loved to be able to make are some rolls or some kind of bread. So maybe tomorrow I'll get into making a nice little artisan loaf, because I like to have that available for sandwiches, for breakfast, if I want to do like avocado toast, or if I want to do just any kind of toast, just bread and butter I can do. And then I also have a new recipe that I'll try to include in a future vlog for hamburger buns. So that's something I made not too long ago, and that worked really well because I was able to use some of the ButcherBox burgers and then put them on the buns, and I didn't have to like go out to the store and get hamburger buns. But it's like the little things, like wherever I can, just prep some stuff. Even if it's not prepping like a whole meal, just like prepping a thing of rice can save you a lot of time when it comes to dinner, because then you only have to worry about your protein. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. That was like a tip that I heard on a YouTube video the other day, like just prep one thing, even if it's just dicing tomatoes, even if it's just like, if you know what your meal plan is for the week, let's say you know that in 2 days you're gonna have something that you need a bunch of like chopped onions. Maybe just go ahead and prep the chopped onions whenever you have a second in your kitchen. And then that way, that's one less thing you have to do. So that's what I'm trying to do in the kitchen. And we have to, you guys, because things are freaking expensive. Like, I went with Joseph this weekend. We went to Five Guys, okay? We were like, it was after church. Was it after church, or was it another day that we were out? It was on the weekend. And we were like, let's just go get something to eat, right? And I, of course, let Joe pick what he wanted to eat. So he's like, let's do Five Guys. And I'm like, okay, Five Guys is not super expensive. Like, you know, it's a burger place. Like, how expensive can it be? It's not like we were gonna go to a sit-down restaurant. And let me tell you what we ordered. So we did order 3 milkshakes, and then like Jackson and Riley split one. And then we ordered a large fry. We got 2 sodas. And then I got like a kid's, like the little burger. And then Joe got like a regular burger. Do you know what our bill was? Like, we paid $62 for that meal. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, Joe's burger, no lie, because he doesn't even get any toppings on his burger. It was the 2 pieces of bread, the meat patty, and cheese. That's all that was in his burger. It looked like it had gotten run over by a car. And it was almost $12. And I showed a picture to my mom and everything because I was appalled. And she's like, that's straight up like highway robbery. That burger cost $12. So I can't afford to, like, every time that I'm hungry, be like, oh, let's just pick something up, and it's $62. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very just adamant about trying to push myself in the kitchen. And I have to take advantage of the days that I feel up to it. So today I felt up to it. I feel like we got a lot accomplished. A lot of that motivation came from the fact that you guys were here chatting with me and watching this. So that works out in my life, and I hope that that'll hopefully inspire you guys too. Remember, we also got the omelet bag, so I have a little bit of breakfast prepped and ready to go. So not too bad for a couple hours work. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video, you guys, because I am just at my limit for today. I'm sorry I didn't get to the meatballs, but I'm gonna try my hardest to remember to try to include a little recipe in the description box, so you can check that out. Maybe that is helpful. And then remember, if you want to check out ButcherBox, I'll have a link in the description box with a link directly to the offer plus free shipping. And I just want to thank them again for sponsoring today's video. I love working with them. They're a great company. And it's one of those things that I feel very happy to share with you guys, because like these days, if you're gonna spend money on something, like you might as well spend money on food because that is like an essential, that is a necessity. So I'm all about, like, you know, prioritizing where your money's going. And these days, like, food is at the top of the literal food chain in our survival life. Yes, that is it, you guys. Thanks for being here. I love your freaking faces. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.